Can everyone hear me? Let's go ahead and adjust the music. Hope everyone had a great week. I've only received 2 team names so far. So thank you very much. Here for the beer and Team 5 on it. If you'd like to play, go ahead and send me your team name. Send it to thequizmister@gmail.com. It's up here in a minute. Or it should be at least. There we go. That's better. We're going to get started with trivia in about 10 minutes. I want more people to be able to log in. Looks like we don't have all our teams this week just yet, so I will vamp for a moment. This week's trivia is going to be a Today in History, General Knowledge, Video Round, General Knowledge. There will be a theme for all of them. I'll explain more as we carry on, and guessing, or at least working out what the theme is, will be worth a bunch of points a little later on. A little quiet, let me check. Well, I actually have it turned down more than usual, because I think I was blowing out some people's ears. That should do the trick. Also, maybe I'm not enunciating properly. That's always an option. Bam. Alright, let me crank the audio. Is that better for everyone? Amoa masamat, amama samata samant. Alright. That should do the trick. Okay, thank you all so much. If there's any issue with the video or audio, please let me know in the chat. Things are going to be slightly different this week as I tweak the format, because it looks like I'm going to keep doing this for a while with some minor changes. One of those changes is I'm not going to do any repeats at the end of the round. We've already started that. But I'm also going to try and make the video rounds more accessible, do more audio stuff that doesn't involve music and copyright strikes. I've been thinking a lot about making this better for people with vision and hearing issues. If I get enough followers and can dedicate enough time to it, I really want to caption each question so that it appears on screen, means I don't have to repeat it as many times, and it also means hearing impaired people have a way to follow along and play along, which would mean a great deal to me. So if you could hit follow, it helps me justify to myself and family why I'm spending so much time writing captions for things. You may think, why don't I do it on the go? It's because I've tried that, and it's a nightmare. If you're checking in for your team, please remember to send your team name to thequizmister@gmail.com. Thank you especially to Team 5 on it, who tell me the names of everyone who's in your team. That helps me keep track of who is playing, the number of people, because obviously it delights me the more people who are watching. I don't think we're getting any new teams this week, which is Jim Dandy for me. But if you haven't played here before, the rules are really simple. Just think of a team name. Email that team name to me at thequizmister@gmail.com. Each round will be about 10 questions. Once you've answered those 10 questions, email that round to me. I'll score them and be back with round 2. At the end, I'll tell you the scores, and there's no prizes because how would there be? Again, any new people, my name's Barry Harkin. I'm from Northern Ireland. Let's just keep it like that. That's nice and brief. No one needs to know any more than that. I am merely the vessel for some good trivia, hopefully. All the questions are written by me. All the rounds are composed by me. And with very little help from the tools that most of Seattle's trivia writers use, which I consider cheating. Thank you. Highlighter ink shortage, welcome to the game. Always a pleasure. We're still waiting on a few of our regular teams. I don't want to get started too early, because that's a pain in the balls for everyone. Hopefully Notorious PIG show up. Drunker Than You, the Dimwits from last week and the week before that. Round number 1 will be Today in History. I did realize that almost all the rounds from this era have actually 15 questions in them, which makes it really easy for me to substitute in better questions on the fly. Don't forget, on the twitch.tv/quizmister page, you can just suggest rounds at the bottom. Chances are, frankly, I've already written them. because I've been doing this for 24 years. All right. Yeah, we only have 3 teams checked in. I'm going to give it another minute. Why don't we, let's see here. Let's take a quick commercial break. Everyone, I want you to check in on by emailing me. And again, please hit follow on the Twitch page. It helps me a great deal.
Move! Get out of there!
Alien, next on Central.
Crime. It happens all around us. Every part of our lives is touched by it. Usually and hopefully from a distance by word of mouth and from the media. Fridays at 9, Central is putting you in the picture and asking for your help.
Road traffic accident in Knightsbridge. Apparently a car's gone in the side of a hotel.
Pulling all this information together and showing you the developing story is Crime Monthly, a Friday special in September at 9 on Central.
They are here, you know, the little devils. Playing with the cameras, making sure things are just how we want them. Checking the studio over and making sure it's live. Fridays at 10:40 Central Weekend, a devilishly good show.
You're a smoker. Don't you find your teeth get stained?
No.
Not even after tea or coffee?
No.
So you use a harsh abrasive stain remover?
No.
Clinamin with Polynam, the only toothpaste that gently removes stains without harsh abrasive action.
So it's not like other toothpastes?
No.
Clinamin gives you the confidence to look your best every day of the week.
No stains, no problem.
That was actually a hint about next week's video round. In fact, one of them was in that commercial break, which is why I had to stop playing it. It looks like everyone's checked in. We've had 5 teams this week. If you've not done so already, please go ahead and check in at thequizmister@gmail.com. Join me in the chat at Twitch if you like. We are still, I believe, streaming this to YouTube, but if you're watching this on YouTube, please meet us over at twitch.tv/quizmister or just quizmister.com. So in case I have to use the chat for anything, you'll see it. As I test my burp button. Let's go ahead and get started. All right. Round number 1, question number 1. This round is Today in History. There'll be 10 questions. If you go ahead and send me your team name, now would be the perfect time. Let's have a look and see what the round is. There we go. Today in History. Here we go. Round number 1. Question number 1. Which American president delivered the speech known as A House Divided? H-O-U-S-E. Which American president delivered a speech known as, by the name, A House Divided? Yeah, I can do sort of an American accent for the word house. Stream, everything looks good. If there is a breakdown in communications, just hit the refresh, but I'm not expecting anything. Round number 1, question number 1 again. Which American president delivered the speech known as A House Divided? Question number 2. The name for which super intelligent alien enemy of Superman gave us a new word in the English language for an intelligent person? The name for which super intelligent villain, an enemy of Superman, gave us a new word in English for intelligent person? If we got started too early for anyone, I'll repeat those questions at the end, but please ask me to in the chat. Thanks very much. Question number 2 for the last time. The name for which super intelligent alien enemy of Superman gave us a new word for an intelligent person. Question number 3. Unlike his dullard monkey-faced namesake on Game of Thrones, the real-life Jon Snow is considered the father of which science, thanks to his pioneering work studying the spread of cholera? The real-life Jon Snow is considered the father of which science, thanks to his pioneering work studying the spread of cholera? Hope everyone's doing well. My regular bar opened up yesterday, the Hillside on Capitol Hill, and I look forward to going there in about a month. Hope you're all being safe. Take care of one another. Don't take any unnecessary risks. Question number 3. The real-life Jon Snow is considered the father of which science, thanks to his pioneering work studying the spread of cholera? A few more teams checking in. Welcome. And team checking in, they say that they can't play, but are just watching along. I really appreciate it. Helps me not worry about the regulars. Question number 4. Today in 1487, the Battle of Stoke Field took place. The final battle of which war between the houses of Lancaster and York, which inspired the Game of Thrones books. So that was a long one. I'll repeat it again nice and slowly. Today, in 1487, the Battle of Stoke Field took place. It was the final battle of which war that took place between the houses of Lancaster and York and inspired the books commonly known as the Game of Thrones or Song of Ice and Fire series. So today in 1487, the Battle of Stoke Field took place. It was the final battle of which war between the houses of York and Lancaster and inspired the Game of Thrones books. Question number... Didn't skip a question. Great. Question number 5. By what name is the rap artist Lesane Brooks better known? That's Lesanebrooks. By what name is the rap artist Lesane Brooks better known, who remarkably released 5 albums in his lifetime, the precise number that he released after he died? By what name is the rap artist Lesane Brooks better known, who remarkably released 5 albums in his lifetime, the same number he released after his death? Question number 5 for the last time. By what name is rap artist Lesane Brooks better known, who remarkably released 5 albums in his lifetime and 5 after he died? Question number 6. In 2014, which motor company dropped the laurel leaves from its logo? In 2014, which motor company removed the laurel leaves from its logo? For the last time, question 6. In 2014, which motor company dropped the laurel leaves from its logo? Question 7. What nationality was the first woman in space? What nationality was the first woman in space? For a bonus point, what was her name? I only care about last names when I ask for names, and I do not care about spelling. Just moving the microphone there, pardon the mute. Question number 7, for a point, what nationality was the first woman in space? And for a bonus point, what is her other way around. What nationality was the first woman in space? And for a bonus point, what was her name? I only care about the last name. I don't care about spelling. 7 for the last time because I kind of messed that one up. What nationality was the first woman in space? And for a bonus point, what was her name? Question number 8. What was the first name of Roseanne's sister, played by Laurie Metcalf on Roseanne? What was the first name of the character played by Laurie Metcalf on Roseanne, Roseanne's sister? I want the first name of Roseanne's sister, played by Laurie Metcalf, the amazing Laurie Metcalf, on Roseanne. Question number 9, still on the topic of first names. What were the first names of Laurel and Hardy, the famous black and white comedy double act Laurel and Hardy, but what were their first names? 1 point apiece. Normally I wouldn't make that 1 point apiece. And I'll tell you why. When you're writing trivia, you should never give extra points for something they'll definitely already know. So for example, no one would know the first name of Laurel, but not the first name of Hardy. So that's usually not worth 2 points. Which is why it's not going to be today. I've just decided. I just talked myself out of it. So for 1 point, the first names of Laurel and Hardy. Don't try and prove me wrong by only getting one right. Question number 10. The Vichy, V-I-C-H-Y, the Vichy government was nominally in control of which country from 1940 until 1942? Question number 10 again. The Vichy government was nominally in control of which country from 1940 until 1942? So those are the first 10 questions. Go ahead and submit your answers to thequizmaster@gmail.com. If you haven't sent your team name yet, just go ahead and make sure you've written it at the top of the sheet. Other than that, I'm going to take a few minutes to score round number 1. I'll be back with round number 2, which will be the alphabet round. Every correct answer will begin with the same letter of the alphabet. I'll be back in, well, actually, it depends entirely on how quickly you submit your answers for round 1. As soon as they're all submitted and I have them scored, I will be right back. I'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. I believe everyone has submitted their answers. We have 8 teams playing. We currently have highlighter ink shortage. Team 5 on it. Various artists / various artists. I cannot go into why those don't rhyme, but I appreciate you playing, and I like when people use my name and things. I'm a monster. I'm a vain man. We also have Manslaughter Bees. Here for the beer. Drunker Than You, welcome back. Along with the Dimwits, which was your first week last week. And finally, the confusingly named Alpin and the Chipmunks. It sounds like you're trying to do 3 different puns there. One of which is an obscure muesli cereal from the UK. I assume I know you. Alright, let's go ahead and get the answers. We got no perfect scores in round 1. The lowest score was 7 out of 10. I don't know what that bodes for the future, but in the meantime, here are the answers for round 1. No one's complaining about audio. That's my favorite. The answers were as follows. A House Divided speech was given by Lincoln. The name for which superintelligent alien enemy of Superman gives us a word for a smart person, that is Brainiac. Brainiac, the character, came first in the comic books before the word. I didn't know that until I wrote that question. Jon Snow is the father of epidemiology. The Battle of Stoke Field was the final battle in the War of the Roses. The rap artist Usain Brooks is better known as Tupac Shakur. The laurel leaves were removed from the logo of Cadillac in 2014. The first woman in space was, of course, accepted either Russian or, more accurately, Soviet. And her name was Valentina Tereshkova. 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 The name of Roseanne's sister on Roseanne is Jackie. I was looking for Jackie. Last name Harris, I believe. Jackie Harris. Because she was married to a dickhead. The first names of Laurel and Hardy were Stan and Ollie. I accepted Stanley and Oliver. The Vichy government were nominally in control of France from 1940 until 1942. The French state, or the État français. And that was it, actually. Those were all of the questions. I wrote 5 more, but no need to deal with those. The next round is the alphabet round. Every correct answer in this round will begin with the same letter of the alphabet. This week, that letter is J for Juliet. There'll be 10 questions. Once the round's done, we'll do the same thing again. Send your answers to me, I'll score them, and be back with the next round. Every correct answer begins with the letter J for Juliet. Question number 1. What is the name of Pee-wee's best friend and genie in Pee-wee's Playhouse? What is the name of Pee-wee's best friend and genie in Pee-wee's Playhouse? Question number 1 for the last time. What is the name of Pee-wee's best friend and genie in Pee-wee's Playhouse? Question number 2. In 1993, Richard Attenborough came out of a 13-year retirement to appear in what movie? In 1993, Richard Attenborough came out of a 13-year retirement to appear in which movie? May have just accidentally deleted something, but that's fine. Question number 2 for the last time. In 1993, Richard Attenborough came out of a 13-year retirement to appear in which movie? Question number 4. Which real-life man has been played in movies by all of the following actors? Roy Rogers, Audie Murphy, Robert Duvall, Chris... Oh, no, shouldn't be low, but let's go ahead and turn it up anyway. Shouldn't be Anything else in the mix? Nope, everything is green. Green. Can I get it to Amber? Why, I believe I can. Thanks for letting me know. Question number 3 again. Which real-life man has been played in movies by all of the following actors? Thanks, Tracy. Oh, by the way, thank you for the follow. That Black Man 21, the internet. It's weird. Thank you so much for the follow. It means a great deal. It actually does unlock features that will help me improve both the accessibility and quality of the stream and the game. Things like that. Question number 3 for the last time. Which real-life man has been played in movies by Roy Rogers, Audie Murphy, Robert Duvall, Chris Christopherson, Rob Lowe, Colin Farrell, and Brad Pitt? That's a you, Mario. Question number 4. What is the more common name for the mineral nephrite? Nephrite. What is the more common name for the mineral nephrite? Nephrite. All right, in the chat, I want you to tell me, we're a little ahead of schedule. Do you want some more questions in this round? I can go to 15 questions in this round. Write 15 in the chat if you want all the questions. If you tend to tie real high for first or second, more questions are better because it separates the wheat from the chaff. First person to give me a number in the chat, that's how many questions I'll be doing. 10 or 15, 10 or 15. Let me know after the next question. Well, we will assess after the next question, which is question 15. 2 people. 15 questions. Here's question 5. Who was the queen of the Roman gods? The Roman pantheon, who was their queen? You're my kind of people asking for more questions rather than to get through it faster. I appreciate it immensely. I really do. Speaking of 15, the best quiz show ever, in my opinion, is, and you can find a bunch of episodes on YouTube, it's called 15 to 1. It's an English show. It's amazing. Some of the questions are, frankly, too English, but it's still worth a watch. Beautifully distilled trivia in its purest form. Question number 5 for the last time. Who is the queen of the Roman gods? The queen of the pantheon of Roman gods. Question number 6. Who played the character M. Bison in the movie Street Fighter? This is about the person's last name, by the way. Remember, when it comes to answers, especially when it comes to the round where they all begin with the same letter, I'm talking about their last name. Maybe go back a few questions and make sure you did that. David Warman, thanks for chiming in. Question number 6 for the last time. Who played the character M. Bison, B-I-S-O-N, in the movie Street Fighter? Question number 7. Question 7. Jakarta is located on which island? Jakarta. 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 Question 7 for the last time. Jakarta is located on which island? Question number 8. What name is shared by the Old Testament character of Esau's twin and the immortal character, or one of the immortal characters in the TV show lost. What name is shared by the Old Testament character of Esau's twin and an immortal character on the TV show Lost? For this, it's a first name. Question number 9. By what nickname did Ilich Ramirez Sanchez come to be known? By what nickname did Ilich Ramirez Sanchez come to be known? And I'm definitely not very quickly checking my own answer to a question that I am starting to doubt my own research on. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. Didn't get my own question wrong. That always makes me feel better. All right. Question number 9 for the last time. By what nickname did Ilich Ramirez Sanchez come to be known? Ilich is just spelled I-L-I-C-H, I believe. So it could be Ilich. Probably not, though. Question number 10 of 15. Which literary character has been played on screen by Spencer Tracy, Christopher Lee, and John Malkovich? Can't think of any other examples off the top of my head that would help. Which literary character has been played on screen by Spencer Tracy, Christopher Lee, and John Malkovich? We saw a clip of the John Malkovich one, of him playing that character, in a round we did about terrible Irish accents some weeks ago. I believe this is our 11th week of trivia. Who knows the path of the wild goose? We may keep going. I hope we do. Question number 10 for the last time. Which literary character has been played on screen by Spencer Tracy, Christopher Lee, and John Malkovich? Question 11. Which word from the Spanish for committee is used to describe a government run by a military? Which word derived from the Spanish for committee is used to describe a government run by a military? Question number 12. Abdullah Athani ibn al-Hussein is the king of which nation? Abdullah Athani ibn al-Hussein is the king of what nation? I wasn't Googling whether or not it was the right country. I had to Google whether or not he was still alive. Question number 12 again. Abdullah Athani ibn al-Hussein is the king of which nation? Speaking of kings, question number 13. What is the first and probably only name of the Goblin King in the movie Labyrinth? Now is as good a time as any to tell you I don't care about spelling. Except in the case of tiebreakers, or when I specifically ask for things to be spelled correctly, like for example, if an incorrect spelling would be the wrong answer, because it's a different word, then it's been spelled too wrong. Question number 13, what is the name of the Goblin King in Labyrinth? Question 14, by what name is the cartoon character Jerrica Benton better known? By what name is cartoon character Jerica Benton, better known? And question 15, the last question of the extra long round, which you may be doing more of whenever it's possible. Question 15. Who wrote in his 1755 dictionary under the letter X? X is a letter which, though found in Saxon words, begins no word in the English language. Who wrote in his 1755 dictionary under the letter X? He wrote, quote, X is a letter which, though found in Saxon words, begins no word in the English language. That was question 15. Next round will be the video round. I'll explain that when we get there. Don't want you to forget. Submit your answers to the same email address, thequizmister@gmail.com. Thank you to everyone who's hit follow since we began. It all makes sense. It all makes better. I will not bore you any further. I will be back with round number 3 as soon as you've all submitted your answers. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. Can I just have a quick word with you? The timer lets you know when I'm coming back. Not when you can submit your answers. When, if you submit them now, when am I supposed to score them? During the video round? Oh, I should probably do it during the video round. Okay. Let's go back to you. Thank you for submitting. That was the last round I needed. I was buying time with camera 2 shenanigans. That, I believe, is the final. Yes, everyone has submitted their answers. Let's go ahead and give you the correct answers. No one got a perfect score in that round, which made me really happy. It's one of the benefits of 15 questions. I'm going to, whenever available, I will now be doing 15 questions. They're not always available, depending on when I originally wrote the round. But here are the answers. Pee-wee's best friend in Genie is Jambi. Didn't care about spelling. Jambi. Voiced by the same actor who did Terry, the pterodactyl, and actually created the character of Pee-wee Herman. Do I remember that person's name? No, I do not. Jurassic Park was the answer to question 2. Richard Attenborough came out of retirement for it. Chris Christopherson, Rob Lowe, Colin Farrell, and Brad Pitt all played Jesse James. The more common name for the mineral nephrite is jade. The Roman Queen of the Gods is Juno. M. Bison in Street Fighter is played by Raul Julia. I was just looking around for volume issues. Jakarta is on the island of Java. The twin of Esau in the Old Testament and the immortal person in Lost is Jacob. The nickname of Ilich Ramirez Sanchez is the Jackal, or Jackal. Carlos, the Jackal, Carlos part was his own code name that was given to him, I think, by the CIA. Anyway, the literary character that's been played on screen by Spencer Tracy, Christopher Lee, and John Malkovich. Congratulations to every team that submitted the correct answer, Dr. Jekyll, or Jekyll. Fun fact that one nerd in your room probably already said, but if you do not have such a nerd, it's pronounced Jekyll in Scottish. In Scotland, it's a Scottish name, a pretty common one still. It's pronounced Jekyll, which is a major point, I believe, of the BBC version released about 8 years ago, television miniseries. It wasn't terrible. Main guy's Northern Irish. The word from the Spanish for committee used to describe a government run by the military is a junta, J-U-N-T-A. Anything remotely similar worked for me. Abdullah Thani ibn al-Hussein is the current king of Jordan. The Goblin King in Labyrinth is Jareth, J-A-R-E-T-H. Remember what I said about spelling a different word? That includes if you wrote Jared, J-A-R-E-D. By what name is the cartoon character Jerrica Benton better known? That's Jem of the Holograms. And finally, who wrote in his 1775 dictionary, X is a letter which, though found in Saxon words, begins no word in the English language. That is Johnson, who wrote the first dictionary, or at least the first comprehensive dictionary. So I need you all to focus for the video round. Not that much. I will give you, there will be 10 clips from 10 different movies. You'll just see the video, not the audio. For 1 point apiece, I just want the name of the movie. For 1 point apiece, for a possible 10 points, name each of the movies. For a bonus, 3 points. For a possible 3 points. So for a maximum of 13. For 3 points. What connects all 10 of those films? Not the clips, not the actors, the films themselves. So, for 1 point apiece, simply name the movie. For a bonus 3 points, tell me what the theme of the round is. What connects all 10 of these clips. Depending on how well you do will depend on whether or not I give similar bonuses for the final round. One of the best rounds I've ever written. I'll be keeping an eye out to see if there's any problems with audio or video. We should have no copyright strikes because all of the music for this, with I believe no exceptions, is composed by a person on the internet called Nihilore, N-I-H-I-L-O-R-E. I mention it every week, but I had to this week because I had to redo the credits at the end of the show for a specific reason that'll seem perfectly obvious if you stay till the end. But I left his name out of them. So the composer's name is Neil Orr. I like his music. It's fun. Nice for in the background. Here we go. 1 point for the name of each movie. 3 bonus points if you can tell me the theme. Here's our movie round.
Your eyes, I see the sadness of 1,000 goodbyes. When I look in your eyes, no surprise.
A scrap. Come on, let's go in and poke somebody in the nose.
Why?
Ah, just for the fun of it.
Okay, Lampy.
Your eyes, I see the sadness of 1,000 goodbyes. When I look in your eyes, no surprise.
somebody in the nose.
Why?
Ah, just for the fun of it.
Okay, Lappy.
Alright, hopefully we're back. I have everyone's scores for the previous round. We got 2 perfect scores. Nothing below a 5. But one team who was doing real well did not. Someone really ate it on that round. So let's find out, frankly, if it was you. Give me a second. I'm just going to pull up one of the perfect rounds because it makes it easier for me. Clip number 1 is Rex. Before we go through them, the theme that connected them all was not movies featuring people who cannot sing or gay subtexts. The ones that had gay themes were not subtext. So, here are the answers. Clip number 1 was Dr. Dolittle with Rex Harrison. Clip 2 was the animated film Tarzan, which I haven't seen. Number 3 was Rocket Man. Number 4, Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid. Clip number 5 was not Sexual Tension Personified. It was also not Iron Man, OG Ant-Man, and OG Spider-Man 3. But thanks. It was Wonder Boys. Really terrific film, Wonder Boys. I believe a Bob Dylan song I couldn't name in a million years won the Academy Award for Best Song from that film. Number 6 was Philadelphia with Denzel Washington and, to a lesser extent, Tom Hanks. 7 was Breakfast at Tiffany's. A terrific film. Differs slightly from the original text in that she was a sex worker and he was gay. Number 8, Working Girl. An almost perfect film, Working Girl. Number 9, The Poseidon Adventure. The ship being overturned is The Poseidon Adventure with Red Skelton. The second film we've shown a clip of that stars Leslie Nielsen in a dramatic role. In this, he was the first face you see. I believe he's the ship captain. And he was in Forbidden Planet in week 1. Next up was number 10, which was Pinocchio. And again, they all featured songs that won the Academy Award for Best Original Song. The final round this evening. Again, I want you to listen closely because this one takes a midgen of explaining. It's a general knowledge round, 10 questions. General knowledge. For between 1 and 3 points at my discretion, tell me what the theme of the round is. Depending on how well you describe it, because to do it correctly requires more than one word. Tell me what the theme of this round is. This will be the final round. I'm not super worried about there being any tie. Oh, well, maybe, actually, now that I think about it. Okay, let's pull up the gallery, which will give us round number 4. 10 questions this round. Question number 1. In mathematics, Euler or Euler diagrams are often mistaken for what kind of diagrams used in explaining set theory? Question number 1. In mathematics, EULER. It's pronounced either. Just a second. What was number 8? It was Working Girl. 8 was Working Girl. 9 was Poseidon Adventure. 10 was Pinocchio. 7 was Breakfast at Tiffany's. I might not have said that. Thank you. Question number 1. In mathematics, Euler, EULER, diagrams are often mistaken for what kind of diagrams which are used to explain set theory? Again, that word is spelled Euler or Euler, depending on how you pronounce it, but it's spelled EULER. Question number 2. In Greek mythology, Hera took the eyes from the god Argus and set them in the tail of what animal? In Greek mythology, Hera, Hera, took the eyes from the god Argus and set them in the tail of what animal? Question number 2 again. In Greek mythology, Hera took the eyes from the god Argus and set them in the tail of what animal? Question number 3. Anglo-American hunter John Davis is often credited with being the first man to set foot on which continent? Definitely bollocks. Question number 3. Anglo-American hunter John Davis is often credited with being the first man to set foot on which continent? For those of you guessing, the question becomes, name a continent that someone named John Davis would claim to be the first to visit. Question number 4. Which capital of the Confederacy was set on fire in 1865 by the Confederacy? Which capital of the Confederacy was set on fire in 1865 by the Confederate Army? Question number 4 for the last time. Which capital city of the Confederacy was set on fire in 1865? It was set on fire by the Confederate Army. Question number 5. Only 10 in this round. I'll keep looking for you guys. Question 5. July 27th is set aside in in the United States of America to remember the veterans of which 20th century war, which lasted 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days? Question number 5 again. July 27th is set aside in the USA to remember the veterans of which 20th century war, which lasted 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days? Question number 6. David Arquette and Courtney Cox were a couple for 12 years after meeting on the set of which 1996 movie? David Arquette and Courtney Cox were a couple for 12 years after meeting on the set of which 1996 movie? Question number 6 for the last time. David Arquette and Courtney Cox were a couple for 12 years after meeting on the set of which 1996 movie? Question 7. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, the good one, Peter Pettigrew set up which character for his own murder? Question number 7 again. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Peter Pettigrew set up which character for his own murder? Question number 8. The famous pottery scene in the movie Ghost, which you should not think about too closely or it becomes very weird, is set to which song? The famous pottery scene in the movie Ghost is all set to which song? Question number 8 for the last time. The famous pottery scene in the movie Ghost is set to which famous song? Question number 9. The 1896 court decision of Plessy versus Ferguson set the precedent for what 3-word racist legal doctrine? Tommy Hinman asked, does the theme connect the questions or the answers? It's a very good question. I'm going to say, because it's true, and in fact, it connects all the questions. It's a very, 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 very good question. I wasn't clear, and I wasn't sure if I should be. But there is a theme to all of these questions that amounts to 3 possible points, depending on how accurately you get it. Let's find out what that is after we do questions 9 and 10. Question number 9 again. The 1896 court decision of Plessy versus Ferguson set the precedent for what 3-word racist legal doctrine? And question 10, the last question of this round. If you need any questions repeated, I'll repeat a couple if you mention it in the chat in the next 3 minutes. In the meantime, question number 9 for the last time. The 1896 court decision, Plessy versus Ferguson, set the precedent for what 3-word racist legal doctrine? Tracy, you're getting a repeat for number 1. After question number 10, that is. Question number 10. Which 2013 movie had 569 uses of the word fuck? Second only to the record set by the 2005 documentary Fuck. Which 2013 movie had 569 uses of the word fuck? Second only to the record set by the 2005 documentary entitled Fuck. Let's do a repeat of question number 1 for Tracy in the chat. In mathematics, Euler diagrams or Euler diagrams, E-U-L-E-R, are often mistaken for what kind of diagrams used to explain set theory? Does anyone else? That black guy needs number 5. Number 5, question number 5. July 27th is set aside in the USA to remember the veterans of which 20th century war, which lasted 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. If you'd like the question repeated, now is the time. 7 and 10? Oh boy. But of course, question number 7 again. In Harry Potter and the Prisoner of Azkaban, Peter Pettigrew set up which character for his own murder? And question 10, the last question, was which 2013 movie had 569 uses of the word fuck, second only to the record set by the 2005 documentary entitled Fuck? I will be back with the final scores and the final places in, well, as soon as you guys submit your answers. I will see you very soon. Welcome back, everyone. Everyone submitted their answers. I've done the final scores and places. There are no ties at all for the first time, I think, since we started doing this. Let's start with the actual answers. In math... Oh, actually, I'm a liar. Let me start with the theme, which no one got. No one got a single point for of the possible 3. It was something that connected all the questions. It was incredibly obscure. But in the dictionary, and how you should test whether or not a dictionary is bad, there are 2 ways to do it. The first is to see if it includes the word Tmesis, T-M-E-S-I-S, which is the only word in the English language that begins with T-M. If it has that in it, it's probably good. But the best way to judge, especially between 2 different dictionaries, is how long is the entry for the word set. S for Sierra, E for Echo, T for Tango. It has more definitions in the English language than any other word and should take up at least 4 pages. So, what was available for 1 point is that the word set appeared in every question. For the 3 points, I would have given to anyone who could point out that the word set was used in an entirely different way in each question. So the word set's there, but it means a different thing in every single question. Let's look at them together. In mathematics, Euler diagrams are often mistaken for what kind of diagrams used to explain set theory. That's Venn diagrams. In Greek mythology, Hera took the eyes from the god Argus and set them in the tail of what animal? The peacock. Anglo-American hunter John Davis is often credited with being the first man to set foot on which continent? That's Antarctica. Which capital of the Confederacy was set on fire in 1865 by the Confederate Army? That is Richmond. July 27th is set aside in the USA to remember the veterans of which 20th century war, which lasted 3 years, 1 month, and 2 days. That's the Korean War. That's the only war whose length I know, other than the Second World War, and that's because it's shorter than the TV show MASH. David Arquette and Courtney Cox were a couple for 12 years after meeting on the set of which 1996 movie? That movie was Scream. In Harry Potter and The Prisoner of Azkaban, Peter Pettigrew set up which character for his own murder? That's Sirius Black. The famous pottery scene in Ghost, which is super weird if you think about it too closely, is set to which famous song? That song's entitled Unchained Melody. Plessy versus Ferguson set the precedent for what 3-word racist legal doctrine? Separate but equal is that doctrine. Finally, which 2013 movie had 569 uses of the word fuck, second only to the record set by the 2005 documentary Fuck. That was The Wolf of Wall Street, which is a Martin Scorsese film that is good. And one of very few of the last 10 years. We had 8 teams playing. Of those 8 teams, in 8th place with 25 points is the team Drunker Than You. In 7th place with 26 points are the team Dimwits. Welcome. In 6th place, as mentioned earlier, with 29 points are Alpin and the Chipmunks. Which means, and again, there's no ties, which makes me real happy. In 5th place with 32 points are Highlighter Ink Shortage. In 4th place with 34 points are Barrius Artists, or Barrius Artists if you prefer, which means that in 3rd place with 37 points, missing out on 1st place by 7 points. So in 3rd place, 5 on it, Team 5 on it, 37 points. 3rd place and 2nd place with 38 points are Here for the Beer, which means that in 1st place with 44 points are the Manslaughter Bees. Congratulations, I believe that's your highest score yet. I'll be back in next week for the same basic thing. Thank you to everyone who hit follow. I will see you next week at the same time. Please submit any suggestions you have for rounds. Other than that, do good, be well, stay safe, and don't go out if you don't have to, and wear a mask. And here, I will see you next week.